Hey, what's going on, everybody? Check it out. So I know I'm in a different area, I have a different background behind me, but that's because I'm getting some work done in the studio, so that's off limits for right now. But I wanted to show you guys this little exercise. Last week we introduced and talked about the harmonic minor scale. And when learning a scale, you really have to internalize the sound of the scale, not just play it up and down, just like a robot, but you really have to figure out these modes and the different sounds and the different textures and the feels that this scale has. So one thing I wanted to share with you guys is just an exercise to get you comfortable playing the scale, not just up and down, linear, back and forth, or ascending and descending, but moving this scale around and making different melodies out of it. This was a scale or an exercise that I used when I first started playing or first started learning the harmonic minor scale. So we're going to take this slow. Let me see if I remember it. There it is. Okay, so it starts really weird. It starts on that 7th note that gives that flavor. And if you don't know the harmonic minor scale, please go take a look at that. The harmonic minor scale, we introduced it. We don't really go any further than that. We're going to be talking about the modes inside of it, just like the major scale. We talked about the Ionian, Phrygian, Dorian, Lydian. I did that out of order. But anyway, you get the idea. The harmonic minor scale has its own modes as well because it's a completely different scale. Completely different triads that go along with that. The chords. Okay, before I get ahead of myself, let's go with this exercise. I'll have this written out for you guys as well, obviously. Okay, so it starts on that 7th note, but it starts on the B. It starts on that octave lower of the 7th note. It's almost like playing the scale in thirds, but not really. It's a different pattern. So let me just play it all together so you can get an idea. It's a really nice way to accentuate this scale. You're not playing it up and down, like I said, or linear, but it just has a nice sound. Almost creating some melodies. That pattern going back and forth between those intervals. Those intervals, that pattern is consistent. Okay, so with this scale, let's call out the notes. B, D, B, C, E flat. Now you jump up to the 4th of that E flat, which is A flat. So E flat, A flat, F, G, and then A flat, B, G, A flat, B, D, back to B, C. Okay, it's hard to call out those notes at the same time, but you guys get the idea, right? Yeah, it gives you a really nice feel of the scale. Okay, we want to descend this as well. It's a really nice way. I actually love this line. It's a melody for me. All right, we go down a little bit differently, just to make the melody, just to make the phrasing a little bit easier, just to fall more pleasing to the ears. Okay, so the melody switches, or the pattern switches up on the way down just a little bit. But like I said, I'll have this written out for you guys so you can follow along perfectly to the tab and to the notation. Let's play it all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, down. Do it. Nope. Just to make it land rhythmically on a good note or a good beat, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this exercise is just going to help you internalize that just as much, because we're skipping notes, we're using different intervals, different major thirds, minor thirds to go along with this scale, just to be able to get comfortable with it. Okay, so this harmonic minor scale is not the normal scale that you would use or normal scale that you would hear. So you really have to spend some time with it in the shed and just, you know, not just play it up and down, but create different exercises. That's just something that I've created and came up with just to help me internalize the scale. But you can come up with your own exercises. You can play the scale just in thirds. You can play the scale in fourths like we do all the other scales. Either way. So let's go back over the way to descend this scale. That's a jump right there. You have to remember. So on the way back down, I have this written as well. So go ahead and download that PDF. So we got D, B, C. Okay. Next string, A flat, F, A flat, G. Back to E flat. We're going to jump back up to F, D, E flat, C, D, back to B, below the root note or the tonic, and then you're back up to the tonic. Okay, so you get the idea. One more time, just around the block, up and down. Make sure you download this PDF to follow along. I know it's pretty tough to remember this all in one sitting, but let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the fingering that you want to use for that, because it's such an unorthodox scale, when you get up to that B, if you see there, I kind of did two different things or two different positions. You can use, when you get up to that G, you can use your third finger, fourth finger. To skip to that B, you can use your first or your second. Either one works, but just remember, keep in mind that you have to skip up to that B or the D. So the first, let's just start from the beginning, fingering wise. 1, 4, 2, 4, 4, 1, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Now this is where I do the switch. 1 to the play the B. All right, so now that gives me the leverage to be able to stretch to the D. 4, 1, 2. Okay, so you see that? Let's do it again. Let's 1, 4, 2, 4, 4, 1, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Shift, first finger, B, D, B, C. Get it? Also, if you're really serious and interested about taking your bass playing to that next level, consider becoming a member at the Bass Nation Academy. It's an online bass education community where we have tons of tutorials, lessons, live classes, forums, video Q&A section where you can get personal feedback from me. You just have a little bit more access, well, a lot more access to me, so you can have more of a personal touch from an instructor. Also, if any of you guys are new here, consider subscribing so you don't miss any of the free lessons that I post weekly here on YouTube. Make sure your notes are coming out clean, clear, and precise, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.